Hey guys, and welcome to the last part of my four-part series of the review series I've been doing on Shield of Baal Leviathan. Right, here's part 4, the part that most people have been probably waiting for. The Tyranid Force Organization chart, the new Warlord trait table, and all the new formations that I'll be going through. And also the data slates for the new grid rules that I've already been through in my previous rules reviews. Just go see my just go back to my channel and have a look at those videos if you want to do them. I'll go a quick run over them again, but not going to go into a huge amount of details. Right, let's just jump into this. Okay, Forces of Leviathan. The new Hive Fleet Detachment is what the new detachment is called. It's called the Hive Fleet Detachment. It can be used for any Hive Fleet that you want, but yeah, the main one is for Leviathan, but it doesn't really matter because there's no real special chapter tags. It's just whatever colour you've painted your Hive Fleet. The Hive Fleet Detachment, minimum composition of it, the compulsory parts of it are 1 HQ and 3 troops choices. You can then bring an optional additional 2 HQ choices, 6 troops, 3 elites, 3 fast attacks, 3 heavy supports, 1 Lord of War, no fortification slots because, well, we're Tyranids, so we don't bring fortifications. Restrictions for this detachment is all units chosen must have the Tyranid faction rule or be part of the Tyranid faction. If your warlord is from this detachment, then you must take your warlord trait from the warlord trait table for this detachment basically in this book. Your command benefits, you get to adapted instincts. You may reroll instinctual behavior rolls or for any unit in this detachment. So basically, what that means is if you have no synapse and you have to roll for instinctual behavior test, and you fail your test and you roll on the chart and you get one of the bad ones, like 1, 2, or 3, you're allowed to reroll that, which is pretty cool because if someone goes after your synapse, sniping them out, and then leaves you with a force that's with no command, they can still potentially do stuff. They're not going to be useless. And then also, as with all other detachments, if you take the detachment and you can reroll your warlord trait from this table if you don't like it. Right, getting on to the warlord traits now. They have basically taken out a few of the ones from the Tyranid detachment, like the old Tyranid warlord trait table. They've basically taken out of a few of them and added a few ones in. So they've added actually some pretty good ones actually into it. Basically, you've got your D6 roll. So you're on a 1, you get your warlord gets the cunning foe warlord trait. This warlord has been endowed with heightened cognitive powers, basically, and is allowed to infiltrate him and his unit. So this would be ideal for a Tyranid Prime to have, or maybe the spawn of Cyphus, because I don't know if that's going to be HQ or what. But yes, your warlord basically gains infiltrate, so you can be closer to your enemy, which is quite fun. Your innate understanding is number 2. Your warlord and any unit he joins has preferred enemy special rule. Again, great for a Prime or Spawn of Cyphus, or technically you can give it to any character. You don't have to give it to a Flying Hive Tyrant to be a warlord, so you could give it to a Brute Lord, which would be pretty cool. Evolved Strategy is number 3. You +1 to your warlord, your reserve rolls, to all reserve rolls. So that's pretty cool. So if you're going for quite a drop army with the new spawn pods that are out, you have a higher chance of getting it in. Basically, you only now fail on a 1. Everything else, it just comes in, which is good. They're the new ones. Then we've got 3 of the old ones. Mind Eater. Your warlord gains 2 victory points for each independent character slain by your warlord in a challenge. Yeah, it doesn't award extra victory points if you happen to kill them due to a sweeping advance. So same as the old one. Digestive Denial, reducing a cover save of a enemy terrain piece. Still in the old one, and I wasn't never a fan of that one. to begin with, but I guess it's not too bad. And then adaptive biology, um, again, 5+ feel no pain. The movement phase for the rest of the game, in the movement phase after the turn you got hurt previously for the rest of the game. So still, yeah, it's okay. They got rid of synaptic linchpin, and then some of the other ones, the acute senses one, which gives you night vision, which was terrible because nothing of ours was in range ever in the first turn, so that was kind of rubbish and useless. What else was there? There's something else that was useless that I hated getting, but yeah, they've got rid of that now. So that's basically the new detachment and the new Warlord trait table. So we're going through the data sheets. Then basically you've got nice full data sheets of every of the new Tyranid models that were out. So you got your Mucoloy spores, Zone for Brood, the new rules for those, the Malceptor. On the Malceptor, I was speaking to my GW manager on its role for its focus Witchfire. Apparently, because it has no shooting profile, even though technically it follows the same rules for a Witchfire where it has to roll to hit, because it has no profile, there you don't have to roll to hit for it because it's just going on a leadership test. So there's still up for the debate out there, but on what my GW manager told me, and his rule is law in our local club that we go play at. Yeah, because there's no weapons profile for it, you don't have to roll to hit, which is good. Means that with his BS3, he is actually going to be kind of useful, because if you had to roll to hit, he was useless. Then you got your Toxicroon, your Tyrannocyte, and your Sporicist. Nice full pictures of them. And then we get onto the fun formations. So I'm going to go through all the different formations, tell you the special rules, and what I think of them. So we're going to start off with the Hypertoxic Node. The Hypertoxic Node formation consists of one Hive Tyrant, which must have the Toxin Sacs biomorph. That's the only stipulation for him. He can still have wings and stuff like that. One Toxicroon and 3 broods of Venomthropes. It doesn't say how big those broods have to be, so you can just bring a single brood, a brood of a single unit. The special rules for this formation are hilarious. Everything has the Hypertoxic special rule. If you remember the Hypertoxic special rule from the Toxicroon, basically where every roll to 6, wound to roll of a 6 is instant death. Every model in this unit has it. This includes the Hive Tyrant and the Venomthropes. Because the Toxicroon already has this, it states if it already has because it already has this, the formation, the Toxicroon in this formation rolls to hit have instant death on a 5 or a 6. So you have a 1 in 3 chance now to go monster hunting and instant deathing them, which is hilarious. So that's a very powerful special rule for this formation. The other special rule is Miasma of Death. So as long as the Hive Tyrant in this formation is alive and is within 12 inches of any of the units within this formation, the once per game ability that all of them have, the Toxic Miasma, which is a poison 4+ attack, which also incidentally would have the Hypertoxic special rule, so any Room Wars from this also get instant death on a 6 or a 5 and a 6 in the case of the Toxicroon. They don't use that once per game, they can use that every turn. Every assault phase that they have people around them, they can go that they can use the Toxic Miasma as long as they're within 12 inches of the Hive Tyrant. The Hive Tyrant, which doesn't normally have access to a Toxic Miasma, automatically gets this upgrade for free. So he can basically go around in combat with poison, being instant death on 6s, so you don't have to bring bone swords with him, or Reaper of Obliterex or anything like that. He's just poison 4+ with instant death on 6s, naturally. He also has the Toxic Miasma, which also is another great thing. Just go everything in base contact with me has to take strength 3 AP dash poison hits, which is great. So that's a great little formation. I probably will be feeling this because I quite like the idea of a toxic army. Because it's just going around, oh well, you've got toughness 8 Brave Knights, I don't care. I would you on 4s anyway. And instant deaths on 5 and 6s. With it, well, in the case of Toxicroon. Right, next formation, the neuron formation, the neuron node I should say. Basically, this formation consists of one Malceptor and 3 broods of zoanthropes, which must include a neuronthrope in. So you have 3 broods of 3 zoanthropes, all with 1 neuronthrope in each. So it's quite an expensive brood node formation to field, because you've got to have those 3 things, but you have to bring 3 mini dooms to make this formation work, which is hilarious. So it's like this new formation was going to be powerful anyway, because it's full of psychicness, but with 3 neuronthropes in there, it's just hilarious. Right. And then the Malceptor, you just got to bring 1 Malceptor. Special rules for this: monstrous presence in the warp. Enemy models that are affected by the shadow in the warp special rule, if they're within 18 inches of this, basically it extends the range of shadow in the warp by 6 inches for the Malceptor. The Malceptor basically has a bigger shadow in the warp presence. So instead of being 12, it's 18 now. It doesn't affect the shadow in the warp presence of the zoanthropes or the neuronthropes, but still, if you're going against a highly psychic army like demons or chaos can be, or Grey Knights for instance, or Eldar, you're going to kind of nerf their psychic abilities a bit. And then powers of the Hive Mind is the other special rule. The Malceptor in this formation and all units in this formation within 12 inches of the Malceptor get to reroll the psychic test of 1. So which is pretty cool. So you try to get your dice off and roll loads of 1s. You get to reroll those. It's a great little extra ability. So if you try to do a quite psychic army, this would be the formation for you. Granted, I'm still not a fan of the Malceptor, but just because you have to bring 3 neuronthropes in this brood, this node, is hilarious. So I probably will try and field this at some point once I get enough, once I get a Malceptor and I get enough zoanthropes. Okay, where it gets hilarious. So, yep. The next formation is called the Sky Tyrant Swarm. This basically is 1 flying Hive Tyrant, because formation restrictions say that the Hive Tyrant has to have wings, because you'd expect that from a Sky Tyrant formation. And 2 Gargoyle Broods. Basically, the special rules for this formation is that the Hive Tyrant has an additional 6 inches to his synapse, so 18-inch synapse range straight away, not having to run Dominion, Non-Crown or Synaptic Linchpin, so that's huge. And then Monstrous Flock. The Hive Tyrant and the Gargoyles, both units of Gargoyles, form a single unit. So your Hive Tyrant can also attempt to look at Sir and reallocate the wounds to Gargoyles on a 2+. So you've got, and then let's see, the Hive Tyrant cannot leave the unit during the battle and has to remain in glide mode the entire game. It has to remain in glide mode until basically all the Gargoyles are dead. The combination of units counts as 3 victory points after everything's destroyed. So if you kill off all the thingies, you don't get the victory points for it until you kill off the Hive Tyrant. At that point, then you get 3. But this also is quite funny because you can potentially give a Hive Tyrant 60 additional wounds, because there's no restrictions on the Gargoyle's brood size, so that's technically they can go up to the brood size of 30. So you can have a Hive Tyrant with 60 additional wounds, 65, so you can take it up to 64 wounds in total, 65 if you get the adaptive biology from the Fight Race special rule for him. So, you know, I wouldn't care that. The only downside is the, which I was going to say, I wouldn't care about you having the wound on the toughness being now 3, because technically the majority toughness would be 3, but it's still worth it for the fact that you can just send your Hive Tyrant up the board and he's not going to care about what he's going to be against, because he's got this many wounds, which is fearless. So basically he's got a nice, because I know I've seen a lot of people using conversion which have Gargoyles for Devourers, extra set of Devourers flying with the Gargoyle, the Hive Tyrant. Now you have a flock of extra guns, which just flesh balls, but still, quite funny having an additional 60 shots with your Hive Tyrant, which is funny. And this can go with, and if he's your Warlord, you can infiltrate this unit if you get the Alien Cunning one for infiltrate, or the unit can have preferred enemy, which is hilarious. Next formation that we're going to be going into is the Skyblight formation, the Skyblight Swarm, which is actually a formation from one of the Rising Leviathan data slates. So I'm unhappy because GW lied and said we're going to get 6 new formations. This isn't new. This is old, it's been out for months, which is annoying because why lie? It's not a new formation. I've had this for months. I've been growing this formation so I can bring it. I don't have enough to actually fill this yet, but I will be. I'm just going to go through it anyway. I'm not happy that they lied about this formation being new, because it's not. It's new for other people who's not seen the data slates, and it's new for being technically been printed out, but that's the only cases that it's new. But yeah, formation is 1 Hive Tyrant with wings. That is is its restriction. It has to have wings, nothing else. Not well, it allows other things, but it's like it doesn't have to bring anything else to be part of this formation. It just has to bring wings, and then you can upgrade it however you want. An hour, just kick my computer. Right. So you got Flying Hive Tyrant. You have to bring 1 Crone, 2 Harpies, and 3 Gargoyle Broods of whatever size you want, or well, up to their minimum, like their minimum size to the maximum size. But yeah, 3 Gargoyle Broods, 2 Harpies, and a Crone, and a Flying Hive Tyrant in a single unit, well, a single formation. The special rules for this formation are objective secured. All gargoyle, well, this is for the gargoyles only. All gargoyle brood units have the objective secured special rule. So that's awesome. So you can bring this as an unbound army, and you still have some objective secured in there, just for a bit of funniness. Then the other rule is Sky Swarm. Gargoyle broods in this formation that are completely destroyed. Roll a d6 on a roll of a 4+, they are immediately placed into ongoing reserves. The identical upgrades, biomorphs, and size to the one that was destroyed, and they basically come in the next turn to replace them. And these additional units also grant additional victory points for if it happens to be a kill point game. So it's good and a bad thing. In a kill point game, you wouldn't want to bring this because you're technically just handing over extra victory points because they keep coming back. Because if I was the opponent, I would just target those and just get victory point upon victory point just for killing them, and hope they keep coming back. But yeah, that's this new formation. Okay, next formation is the Spore Field formation. The Spore Field formation is basically a minefield for Tyranids. You have to have the formation restriction. The formation minimum requirements are 3 Mucoloid spore clusters, any size, doesn't state what size, so it can just be a single one, and 3 spore mine clusters, so a minimum of 3 spore mines. If you bought 3 spore assists, you pretty much have enough to field this formation. It's really cheap to field. It's actually the cheapest formation I can think of to field because it's 45. It's basically 90 points to field this formation in total. It's 3 units of 3 spore mines, that's 15 points, so 15 times 3, 45. 3 of the bigger spores, that's 45 points, 90 points, there you go. The formation special rules are Advanced Wave. All units in this formation have the Infiltrate special rule. They can infiltrate up the field, it's great. Or they can come in from deep strike like spore mines do. The other formation rule is Spore Field. Each time a big spore or the spore mine clusters are destroyed on a roll of a 4+, they are immediately placed into ongoing reserves and identical to how they were before. These units count as a part of the formation, so they can keep coming back. And because it does say they give victory points as normal for completely destroying a unit, but because they have the living bomb special rule, they don't award victory points. So this is basically something you can just keep harassing your enemy with if you just want to be an arse and like keep annoying them and just going, here, have some more spores, here, have some more spores, here, have some spores to absorb Overwatch. You know, that's quite funny. Then the last formation in the book is the Sky Tide. The Sky Tide formation consists of one Sky Tyrant formation, so the gargoyle super brood of things, 3 Skyblight swarms, so you have to field 3 of them. So you'll be having a lot of gargoyles and 4 flying hive tyrants on the field, and 6 crones, no, 6 harpies and 3 crones. That's gonna be a lot, and also 1 spore field. The additional special rules are they get all the formation special rules from their own formations. In addition, the command node network, synaptic command node, synaptic command network. All synapse creatures from this formation that are within range of the Flyrant's own synapse range. These are the Flyrant from the Sky Tyrant swarm. There's a lot of s in here and flying and stuff like that, so I'm getting a bit tongue-tied. So if they're within his synapse range, they get an additional 6 inches to their synapse range. So basically, they can relay between them, which is great. And then Swarm Unleashed, as long as the Hive Tyrant from the Sky Tyrant node formation has not been removed as a casualty, you get to re-roll whether or not your gargoyle broods and your spore mine broods come back. So it's only on a 4+, so it's a 50-50 chance to coming back, but you get that twice, so you're increasing your odds. I think it's about 75%, maybe a 60-70% chance then with this reroll of them coming back. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, and that is it. That is all that she wrote in here. So I hope you've enjoyed the review and me going through these. I'll get this up as soon as I can. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, I like it. I've already fielded the formation, not fielded the formations yet, but I fielded the new detachment already. I fielded all the new models already, apart from the new neuron, the Marceptor, of course, because I don't have one. With all the new rules, so they've been quite fun, especially the new detachment and the new warlord traits. I haven't tried any of the new missions yet. I will be trying those once my local store has their Sector Imperialis board finished, and we're going to do some city fights. But yeah, overall, I like it. I'm a bit miffed that they kind of said there was a new formation, but there wasn't. There's 6 new formations, there's only 5. Yeah, but that's just going in. Just reading between the lines and me getting annoyed at that. But overall, I'm impressed with it. I like it. It does feel like the second half of a codex we should have got when it was released, that warlord trait, but we should have had in any case. And we should have got a different warlord trait table in there. We should have had that in the original codex release, but que sera, sera. But yeah, all in all, I liked it. So yeah, it's a big thumbs up from me. If you liked it, like this video and all the other videos in the series. Also, like and subscribe if you just enjoyed the video series in general, just me rambling. Also, comment if you have anything, if you think I've got anything wrong, or you want me to go through the rules a bit more. I'll chat with you guys in the comments, or maybe do a supplementary video going through all your guys' comments and concerns or anything like that. Also, comment if you want me to go through anything else, like review-wise, because I always like doing new reviews. So yeah, just let me know. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. There will be more, and hope to see you next time.